Here we go, here we go. Okay, I just realized I just pressed the streaming button. And I also realized that even though I was planning to do this stream, I know you can't see me yet, but you will in a little bit if you just clicked on this. I just realized that I haven't made a, announcement of me streaming. So there's probably not going to be anyone watching this because this is how I normally do things. I don't even, I can't even, I don't know why I'm doing this like this because it's so weird, you know? I just start streaming and it goes out and I'm hoping that someone will watch. Should probably plan more, but yeah, I mostly do stuff on a whim. So, yeah. Wonder if anyone's gonna come. So, I'll just make sure that you can see me if there's anyone here. Let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, hello, Frank. I can see you in the... A little bit of intro there. There we go. So, hello, Kyle. Nice to see that there are already people here. So, just let me just do one thing. I've got a sore throat. Don't know what's going on. And so, even though it looks like I'm drinking something extremely weird, it's not. It's not. So stop thinking that. It's not. It's just some very peculiar tea that happens to look like, well, it looks like I'm holding a glass of urine, basically. Very hot urine. So, hello everyone, and as usual, I just decided to do this stream on a whim. Let's call it a stream then. So, right here we have KORG Electribe WAVE, and so far I've been like... oh god, let's do this again. Okay, so for the past few, well, what is it, like almost like a week or something, I've been able to dive into this thing properly, and I've been able to go through all of the stuff in here. And I can say right away that I do wish there was a way to actually import your own samples, because even though I do like the drums, I mean, of course I like the drums, I recognize them from Gadget and some of the gadgets inside there, but I like the drums. It's only that I would like to add my own stuff, and I'm guessing a lot of you would want to do that too, because it's, quite simply, you'll run out of sounds to use. I've already done that, basically. I would probably use like one custom-made drum set from all of the sounds in there. And then I would feel like, yeah, I want some other drums. So that would be awesome. So far, I haven't been able to produce a full track or anything like that. I've got some ideas. But I thought, let's do this live stream for like an hour or up to 2 hours and see how much I can actually build with this thing. So, hello everyone who is just joining up, and thank you for being here. So what I've got connected right now is the naноKey Studio, and it's a great controller. It's awesome. The thing is, though, that right from the box, it's not like stuff are mapped inside KORG Electribe WAVE. You actually have to map stuff out yourself by going to the cogwheel menu and then opening up the CC Learn. And this is a bit weird. So let me just get through that really quickly before we actually do something here. So the thing is that inside the settings you have like an easy mode and an advanced mode, and the easy mode is basically like this. So if you look at Electribe WAVE, you have I almost said two parts, but that's not what you have. So you have a synth part or synth section with 8 parts in it. And then, so basically 8 standalone synthesizers, all wavetable synthesizers. And then you have the drum section, which contains 8 drum sounds. And when you've got the MIDI in mode set to easy, basically what happens is the MIDI controller will get mapped to whatever part you've got selected when it comes to the synth. So if I select this one, then I can play S1. If I press S5, I can play that one. And when I go to the drums are mapped out. It's just one part. It's not like you have to select each and every drum sound to play them, but it's basically mapped from C2, so C2, C up to then D up, and so on to G2 basically. Let's see if I've got it. Yeah, there we go. So I'll show you, like, yeah, 8 sounds basically. So that's the easy mode. But when it comes to the advanced mode, oh god, what a mess! What a mess! So basically, what happens is in advanced mode, the drums are mapped to MIDI channel 1, which for a lot of us, like older users, more seasoned users, veteran users, I don't know, it doesn't matter how I say it, it just sounds wrong, but for those of us who have been doing this for a long time and are familiar with MIDI, we know why drums are mapped to channel 10. That's simply the way it's been for a very long time, and KORG hasn't broken away from that. So as soon as you switch it over to advanced mode, you gotta make sure that your drum pads are mapped to channel 10, which these aren't when you pick out the controller from the box. So I went into, I borrowed my girlfriend's laptop, and then I just pretty much downloaded the editor for KORG Nano Control and Nano Key Studio, and then I mapped these to channel 10. The problem is you have to do that for every scene. Okay, so if I switch a scene, and because I have more knobs that I want to use, I'll have one scene here with 8 knobs, and then I have one scene here with 8 knobs. And if I'm using this in advanced mode, then I gotta make sure that in every scene I have these buttons mapped to MIDI channel 10, and I also have to remap the keys, because the keys here don't follow the C2 to G2 schematic that you have. Oh god, it gets even messier. In advanced mode, you can, like, every synth part will have its own channel. So this is MIDI channel 1, 2, 3, up to 8. And so I basically had to go into every scene and map the layout for the keyboard to those MIDI channels. So in scene 1, it's MIDI channel 1. In scene 8, it's MIDI channel 8. But then it got really weird when we came to the knobs, because even though I mapped these to, like in scene 1, I had all of the knobs mapped to MIDI 1, and then I went to scene 2 and I mapped them to MIDI 2. The knobs inside the synth, even though you're using it in advanced mode, won't respond to it. So you basically have to have all the knobs mapped to MIDI channel 1. And so I just realized that the simplest way would be to use it in easy mode. And so that's why I just, oh god, I just explained all of that. I'm so sorry. So what are you saying in there? Have anyone noticed this yet? Good evening, everyone. Yes, the easy mode was a great thing before I found it. In advanced mode, I can only use the key step on them. I can select with shift and MIDI channel. Yeah, it's just messy. So the simplest way to actually use this MIDI controller, at least with this, is just use it in easy mode with any MIDI controller, I think. And then the MIDI mapping is pretty straightforward. You just press anything in here, like with any other MIDI controller or MIDI learn function. Press a thing, pull a knob or a slider, and you're done, basically. So right now, the only reason why I keep it here is because I want to be able to play really badly. So we're going to start producing something from scratch, and yeah, so I'm thinking I'm going to do something simple, something I'm familiar with. So we're gonna do dub. We're gonna do some kind of dub, some kind of reggae dub maybe. So the first thing I want to start with is make kind of an organ sound. And when it comes to the wavetable synthesizer here, this is great. So basically what I just did was I just tapped inside the window. No, the first thing we're gonna do is go to an empty slot, initialize the pattern, and we'll save this. We'll save this just from the start and call it LiveStream dub. That way I know what I'm doing. Justin asks, can you map all the drum pads? Map all of the drum pads. You mean the 8 drum pads? They're basically from C2 to G2 on your keyboard. So if you're asking about mapping these on the actual controller on the NanoKey Studio, yes, you can remap them, which I had to do because it didn't have this mapping. It wasn't mapped from C2 to G2. It has a kind of a general MIDI drum kit controller mapping thing. So it C and then it jumps to E and then F or something. I don't know. It's so yeah. So Håkan says, I am too late. No, I basically just started. So you basically missed me doing a really boring explanation about why you should use the easy MIDI mapping mode inside KORG Electribe WAVE. Let's see here. Yeah, so we're gonna continue here. I just created a new one. And it's a little bit low, right? Let's pull up the boost. I always think that snare and claps are too loud in all the drum banks in any app. I always want to just put them down. Maybe I'm just too sensitive when it comes to those types of sound or something. So here we have, yeah, let's do VDR performance. Bro, is that you? Is that you, bro? Is that you, bro? VDR performance. Yeah, that is my bro. That's my bro. That's my bro right there. He's my homie. He's my homie. So let's do some dub. So we're going into the synthesizer engine here, and the first thing I want to do is select the right waveform for an organ type sound. And when it comes to organs, basically we're dealing with additive synthesis. So if you think about old organs, they used to have tone wheels that were spinning, and each wheel were making one tone, and when you add them up you get that organ sound. So basically that's additive synthesis. So all I need to do is play multiple keys, but I have to have the right waveform, and sine waveforms are perfect because that's what you use. So we're gonna go into the waveform selector, and there are multiples here. And if you're into dubstep, I mean, like, seriously, that this thing is just insane. Any type of EDM music, but we're gonna make something that isn't quite EDM. Because a lot of people were not complaining, but, you know, expressing some discontent over that. So yeah, let's do some of that stuff that isn't EDM directly. So I'm gonna choose the sine ratio here, I think. Okay, so it's very low. Let's I hope I'm not killing you. Brah, is that you? Is that you, brah? Is that you, brah? What do you want me to say instead? Bruv? Bro? Bro. In Sweden we say broder. Yeah, that's basically what, no. You? Bror. Det där är min bror. That's my bro. So we can already hear that this sounds like an organ sound. And the next thing we need to do is to grid it up a bit, because usually with older organs, they go through some kind of a Leslie or something like that. So we could choose to put like a rotary effect on it. But what I want to do is distort it quite, not a lot, but enough. And luckily enough, we have an effect slot right here. So we're gonna go in here and we're gonna choose some, let's see, valve force. That's some proper Swedish English mix up for you. Valve force. Ooh, that's too much. And then we need to add a little vibrato, just so we can make this thing move a little bit. So we're gonna use the modulation here. And this is nice. It's already set to the position. So basically, if we use the modulation now, it will move the position of the player here inside the wave table player. Wavetable player. You could basically say that. But what we want to do is modulate the pitch of it instead, just to get it to get that vibrato effect. So I'm gonna tap there and choose pitch. Way too much. And let's pull down on the transpose a little bit so we can hear what it sounds like on the lower end. But I want to add a little click sound in there. And since we're working with a wavetable synthesizer, my bro Accurate Beats is here also in the chat room. He's right there. He's right there. He's got the greatest beat making channel there is. That's right, boo boo. He's my boo boo. He's my boo boo. By the way, my significant other, she's away, so I've got some space in my bed here. If you wanna, come over, we could, snack on some Cheetos, play with each other's feet, or something like that. The regular stuff. Right. So to add a clicky sound, what I want to do is I want to make the wave player move, because there are actually several waveforms in here. So if we could make that jump just a little bit every time I press a key, then we're gonna get that clicky sound. Now here we come to something I don't like inside KORG Electribe WAVE, and that's basically because, oh, you're coming over, so Accurate is coming over, we're gonna snuggle up with some Cheetos and play with each other's feet this evening later on. So what I don't like in KORG Electribe WAVE is the fact that the envelope generator, there's one in there, and it can be used for the amplitude, of course, shaping the sound output, but it can also be used for stuff like moving the position of the actual wave player, making it jump through the waveforms. The problem is that this envelope generator, it's not a fully fledged ADSR, so it doesn't have attaQ, decay, sustain, release. It only has attaQ and decay, meaning it's kind of hard to work with when you want to make some more intricate envelope shapes. I mean, when you do sequence your sound and you want to make longer playing sounds, it's not a problem. I'll show you how to do that later on. But when we want to do modulation, I do wish that there were like just another envelope in there, so you could use that to actually modulate the wave player window here. Because yeah, I would like to have a separate like a time frame for stuff happening when I'm modulating, if you compare to the actual volume output and the amplitude output when I'm shaping that. Yeah, but we're gonna make a jump. Now it really sounds like an organ. So I'm gonna increase the envelope generator intensity right here, and it's gonna jump. So I'm just gonna overdo it so you can hear what it does. Alright, so I'm gonna pull down on the decay and you'll see what I mean. Now we have a clicky sound, and now we have an organ. It's clicking. It sounds great. Oh, I love organs. So I just want to record like a simple, let's see here, not there. We're gonna go to the sequencer, and we're gonna play this. It probably has a drum sound in there. Okay, so we're gonna have to go in here, because right now we only have a length of 1, but I want to increase this to 4. So we have 4 patterns going at least. Ugh, there's a note in there. Let's. Why do they do this? Why don't they just remove that stuff? There it is. All right, so let's clear that. Is it the same on the other ones? No, it's only that one. I don't like that there's drum sounds like this. Oh, never a beat. That's why usually when I owned like the real Electribes, I usually made my own initialized patterns. And then I went over and saved them over every slot, so they were completely empty with no modulation, no nothing on them, because I want to start with a clean slate. Sometimes I did save patterns where I had like a hi-hat right there. So there we have a little hi-hat sound. Yeah, let's add that. What's going on now? Did I do something? It's not playing. Why did it do that? Oh, I'm so stupid. Of course, I'm in the last pattern. So we're gonna go back to, where's my hi-hat sound? There. And we're gonna put this into all of the patterns, because I'm just being silly now. This is typical me. That's why I don't like making live streams. And now we're gonna do some bad playing. And I'm not gonna get this on the beat probably. I got him on beat. And simply, let's add some drums here. Don't like that drum. I'm gonna switch that drum. So what we're gonna do is go to the sound and go into the program and check out some of the other kits. We're not gonna make hip hop. Yeah, okay, so let's just record something simple. The only thing we need now is bass, basically. Bass. I said bass. I've learned to say bass. It's taken me a lot of, many years of making videos and having viewers telling me like, Jacob, why can't you just try to speak proper English for once? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm Swedish. That's what we do. We speak improper English, and I mean, that's okay, I guess. Yeah, I love that. So let's do some other stuff. We need a bass in here. So we're gonna go to the first synth part. Let's choose. This is what I love about wavetable synthesis. I love that. I absolutely love that. I simply want something. Yeah, I just want a good bass. This is how I do when I do bass. Usually when I start making songs, I usually start with maybe a drum and a chord like this. And then when I want to add the bass, I usually have everything turned up so loudly so I can't even hear the bass. So what I usually do is I transpose the bass up a few octaves so that I can truly hear the true tone of it. Because if I pull it down too low, I'm gonna like the bass, but when I listen to it afterwards, I realized that I've been playing in like false tones, so it's not really in tune. But this way I will know that it is in tune. So let's see if we can get something going here. Yeah, let's do it simple like that. It's out of tune. So the mix is no good, but we're gonna make this bass sound better. So I wanna just drive it a little bit, and we're gonna use the valve force here. Huh? Oh, I'm so stupid. Whoa. Oh, I'm recording that? Whoops. So I recorded too many notes somewhere, and this is the nice thing about this sequencer. I actually like this because we're gonna go to the last one. Yeah, right there we are. Let's see here. It's here somewhere. There we go. Clear it. The nice thing with this is, especially when you're doing something like chords, is that so you play a chord and you like that chord and you can see it instantly here. And so you simply tap in like that, and that's so nice. Another thing that I like is also the way that you can set the length of the notes being played with this little thing here. So basically, if I put a note here, I'll put a note at the beginning of the pattern, and I want it to play for, let's say, the whole pattern, like 16 steps. So I simply turn this up to 16 and it will play 16 steps. If I only want to play 8, then I just pull it down to 8 and it will only play 8 steps. And it can even do 75 and 0.50 and 0.25, which is a pretty nice system. And I've actually used this a lot. To be honest, I've even used this more than I've been using a controller, simply because I like working like this. It's just so simple, and when you want to do like chords and stuff, it's so, I don't know, it's intuitive for me at least. I don't know, do you like this? Do you like this? I like it a lot. Let's put a piano at the first beat, like here. I would like a piano, and that's the nice thing here, because since it is a wave table synthesizer, we can actually add that. So I'm gonna go into the sound tab, open up the oscillator, and we're gonna go to PCM. Now, again, it would be really nice if we could import our own samples into this, because I know several things I would just love to use inside here. Yeah, we already have organs and stuff, but I think it's more fun to make them myself. I'm just gonna check so that I'm not forgetting to check out all of the things going on in the Hangout. But Jacob, what are you doing? What are you doing? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to find something to do here. I wanna find a piano, just a simple piano. Do we have the? I'm being a noob. I'm being a silly noob. Let's see here. Where are the pianos? I did see the metal bell, vibraphone, organ, harpsichord, grand. Oh, they're at the beginning. That's good, Jacob. Yeah, that sounds great. Sounds horrible. But I'm actually gonna use that. We're gonna play those notes together. Hello Jim, and hello everyone that have been joining up. So let's add that into the sequence, and this is what I like with it. Go down an octave. There we go, and I just want it to play for as long as it can. So I'm just gonna pull this up to 64, and it's gonna play all through all of the patterns here, because that's 16 plus 16 steps, 32 plus another 32 steps, that's 64, so it's all the way through. And I'll just let the decay take care of the rest of it. Yeah, there we go, and we definitely... So what I need now is I need a little bit more of something, effects for once. I mean, the drums are too dry, the organ is too dry. I want some big I want the big vet reverb. That's what I want. I want the big vet reverb. That would be very good on my music. All right, so let's put a big wet reverb there. Let's go into the M effect. No, what am I doing? Oh, there we go. Here we hit a snag now, basically. I want to be able to put another effect on there, but I'm not going to be able to do that, right? Because I'm already using an effect there. That's something I really don't like. I want to be able to use more than one effect on my sounds. I mean, I've got a valve force right there, so I'm distorting it so it sounds really nice. Hello everyone new joining up. And now I want to add some reverb to it, and I can't do that. So in that case, I would have to do it on the master out, but then I will be putting reverb on the bass and the drums, and that's gonna be, you know, it's just gonna sound messy. Let's just do it just for the, let's just do it. Let's put a big wet reverb there, a hall reverb. I mean, you can understand why I want to put another effect on it. But now everything is going to go through it. Listen to that chaos. It's like just booming through everything. This is why I like having low pass filters on every channel that I have, because I always put reverbs on every sound in all of my music. Like everything goes through some kind of a reverb thing, but I always filter out the bass. Oh god, it sounds bad. Hey, let's just put a little bit. So the piano was sounding way too much. So I'm basically, what I did was, when you're sequencing inside the sequencer and you're using this gate length thing here, if you do that and you don't, and it happens that you play your track and you can't hear that it's doing anything, it's probably because you've set the gate on the amp from gate to envelope generator. And that's what I did right now. I switched it over to envelope generator, and then the amplitude out will be controlled by this here. I did that because I was hearing the piano just ringing out and just keeping there as if there was a sustain on it. And that's because I set the length as I did, because I wanted it to be like that, but I don't anymore because it sounded really annoying. So now I'm just setting the decay to the... Let's solo this thing here. That's good. And then let's add a little bit of distortion to this valve force. I just love valve force. Another nice thing would be to have let's did I just, yeah, I did. There we go. Let's add a little delay effect to this one. And now I would love to add some kind of a vocal hook or something, you know, in there. But I can't do that because I can't send any samples into this thing. I really do. KORG opens up Electribe WAVE so that we can import our own samples. It would be awesome. Another awesome thing would be like, I mean, think about it. They just started like they've it looks like they've been collaborating with Propellerhead for some time. And the thing is that they did this Rex player for Gadget Stockholm. It's got the Stockholm name on it, the city I'm living in. And I'm thinking like, imagine that if you would be able to like import Rex files into this or something so that you could do like cool drum loops and stuff like that. Yeah, it would be nice. Just to be able to import drum loops as they are would be nice enough here. And I would add some voice to this. It would be nice to have an audio in with a vocoder on it. I mean, so far, the layout of this thing is pretty much what I would like in a real groovebox. Yeah, like in a hardware groovebox. I would love a hardware groovebox a little bit bigger than the iPad Pro 12.9 inch I've got right here, and with this functionality in it, because this is great. This is great. But I can tell you this: I love the app, but for the sound section, when it comes to the synths, I would love to be able to put more than one effect on there. 2 effects would be really, really nice. I do like the modulation. There are 2 LFOs which are amazing because you can shape the waveforms like this. And I just need to do something, you know. I mean, if you're a new viewer, you might be thinking like, he's gonna do this now. But if you're, you know, an old-time viewer of haQ, then you know this is how we do it over here. So 2 modulation sources from LFOs, and then when it comes to the envelope generator, I did wish that the envelope generator was an attaQ decay sustain release envelope generator for the amplitude, and I would be fine with an attaQ decay envelope for the modulation. When it comes to doing stuff like making the position of the waveform just jump up or down. And then when it comes to the drum section, I would love it if there was like a third option here. So you have synth, drum, and then sample. Or if the drum was just a sampler or something like that. And then I would like to have like an active input so you could port a microphone through there or something. It would be absolutely awesome. Let's see here. Jakob, can't see the full iPad. Is only my iPad that don't show the S8 knob? No. Are you telling me you can't see the S8 knob, Frank? Really? Is that what you're saying? Just please clarify that, because if you can't see the S8 knob, sorry, the S8. If you can't see the S8, that's extremely weird. There's supposed to be 8 of them there. So if you're still here, Frank, clarify that. I got a message. It's from my significant other. She's away with on this boat trip with her colleagues over at work, and they do these things where they go away somewhere to relax while doing work. See, that's impossible. That's what I tell her. Like, she tells me this, and I'm like, that's impossible, Sophia. You can't relax and do work at the same time. It's like trying to be high and sleep at the same time. It's just a no. Yeah, it's weird. Frank, yes, can't see the full iPad. Are you, Frank? You have to tell me. Are you talking about my iPad, or are you talking about you can't, when you run KORG Electribe WAVE on your iPad, you can't see S8? Is that what you mean? Damn you, Bo. Bo realized I have sound on This is Bo spamming me on my live stream because he knows I've got sound on this thing. So, okay, I just turn off the sound. So thank you so much, Bo, for spamming me. I'll be sure to go on your next live stream and do something weird. Maybe I should find out where you live, and maybe I should come there. Maybe I should bring a Mexican orchestra with me or some kind. Yeah, a couple of mariachis, and we'll just make sure we're there at a live stream when you're doing a live stream, and we'll just sing for you, you know, out of love. That's something we should do. Okay, so this is the thing. So let's say we want to duplicate this, but we want, because we want to make one pattern play this, and then we want to make another pattern playing the same thing, but with a few notes transposed. So how do we do that? Well, we go in here and we make sure we save this first. So I'm just going to press save, press on the live stream dub again, press save, and then when it's saved, we're going to, what are we going to do? Are we going to double click here? No, that's just gonna play it. Can we pull it over? I want to copy and paste this. It would be nice to do that, right? Let's do it like this. Yeah, there we go. So that's something. Oh, wrong one. Save. Right there. So the first time I tried this out, I was doing that a lot before I realized I could just save it to another slot. I was actually trying to. I always do that with every app I try, like double click, double tap, I mean, and then long tap and long hold to see if something happens, because usually you get another menu and then you get like the duplicate menu and stuff. But KORG, they kept it simple. So if you want to duplicate, tap, save, tap, save. Right. So now we have 3 patterns of the same thing, but I want one pattern to play all the notes in not a lower octave, but a lower note. So we're gonna transpose it a little bit. Let's see here. Now I want another bass line here. Yeah, it would be nice to have another bass line here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back here, I'm gonna remove this, and I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna remove this. I'm gonna clear everything here, I think. And then we have another bass line, basically. So I'm just gonna solo that so we can hear it. Right. Are you? Can you see the iPad now? Thank you for that, by the way, Tommy. That's a good one. I don't think I've done that one before. I hope you can see the iPad now. So That's nice. Now I gotta find another position for my mirror. Let's see here. Can you still see me? Yeah, I think so. Oh God, I'm really sorry. I didn't realize that that my iPad was too far out on the side. That's a good one. Right, and let's save this one. And so let's say we want to put this into a song, because we have two patterns now. It would be nice to put that in a song. So how do we do that? Well, let's switch it over to song mode. And now we're in song mode. And then like, how do I do this? First time I did this, I was a little bit confused. I lost quite a few songs before I realized you're not trying to make me move my iPad again, right? You're not trying to make me move my iPad again. I didn't realize I had to save it. I'm so used to apps doing like the auto-save stuff. As soon as you make a new preset or make a new anything, it always auto-saves. I'm so used to a lot of apps having that. But this one doesn't. So you gotta make sure that you always save and save and save and save and save and save. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to make a new one. So we're going to press load here, and we're gonna press initialize song, and I'm gonna save this, and we're gonna call it LiveStream dub, right? And now we need to add a pattern, and this is quite nice. So we just press in the pattern order here, up there on the plus sign, and then we just move down to wherever I have my thing. Where is it? There we go. And we want the first one that I did, and then right after it we want this is a problem though. It's every time I want to add something, it jumps to the top of the list. It would be nice if it went down to the last thing I chose, because I always have to scroll down every time. Number 3, and here it would be really nice if we could duplicate stuff. Oh, I didn't do that, did I? Let's see here. Go back to patterns. I think I saved this one with this one soloed. Yeah, I did. What's going on? Ah. Is there something wrong with the solo function here, or am I doing something wrong? Did I just forget how to use it? I thought you would just press it and then do that, but it didn't want to undo it. But I'm gonna save this again, because I accidentally saved it with everything, with just the bass soloed. And if we go back into the song mode and here, what the? Oh, we can just do it here. I never realized that. That would be nice if we could loop the song. Let's do that. Huh? Oh, we can't loop the song. That's also another thing I want to add it. I want to be able to loop the song because it makes sense when you're working on it. But this is the nice thing when it comes to transposing stuff. in here. So let's say let's add the same things again, but we're going to transpose it because it has a transposing function here. That's interesting that I noticed that earlier, but I never noticed the muting buttons here. You know, this whole section, never noticed them, never realized what they did. That's how good I am. That's how good I am. So we're gonna add another one, and then number 3 again. Let's see here. Where is it? There we go. And I want to transpose this one up 2 notes and this one up 2 notes. So that's nice, I guess. Now it would be nice to add maybe a pad or something to this thing. So let's go to the pattern mode again so we can work with the patterns. And I did save this one. Let's see. So that's the 3rd one right there. Is this one muted too? Nope, it's not muted. That's good. So let's go into the synth mode and we're gonna make some kind of a pad sound, I think. Huh? Am I? Oh. Keyboard. Yeah, that's right, there's a chord pad. Let's make that modulate a bit. Let's add a filter here. This is also a nice thing that we have a slot here where we can put filters and other things. And so we have a sync module, an X module for cross modulation, something called narrow, and we have a sub osc here. I want to add a sub oscillator. Did I say filter? The filter is right there. And we're gonna change it out because this is a 2-pole filter, so it actually has like a low pass, band pass, high pass, and we're gonna change this to a high pass filter. And let's make the filter move a bit. So we already have modulation section 2 here, and it's already got the cutoff chosen. And we are going to add a little bit of Hall reverb to that. Let's change it out to a... Oh, I had the high pass, that's why. I think that sounds good enough to use for something like this. Let's give it a slow attack. now I have to change the amp modulator to the envelope generator. It's a little bit too hot on the attack there. There we have something, so we're gonna save this thing here, and we're gonna save this to another one if we want to do something more, and go back to the song mode and open up the song again. And this one we'll switch. No, what am I doing? I'm gonna add this. So let's add the third one here. Where is it? It's right there. Number 4, I think. No, not number 4. Number 5. Oh, I accidentally did it the wrong way, but it doesn't really matter. So let's make a new song right here and just put the new thing in, because it's going to be simpler that way. So I'm going to choose, this scrolling needs to be stopped, okay? I want to be able to choose my stuff in another way. I don't know. Just make it go down to where I was in the beginning, or wherever I choose the stuff that if I choose something here, the next time I press the plus and I open the list up again, I want it to scroll down to whatever place I was at. I don't want to have to scroll through this all the time. So let's see here. Number 2, and then all right. It's all good. It's all good. Four, and number 5. There we go. Yes, I'm here. Yes, I am here. I can see you typing in there. I always forget to check the chat room, but now I'm actually glancing over to it, so I'm doing a better job at just seeing what you're doing. I'm still really bad at responding. So if you have any questions, ask away. I'm not really sure where I want to go with this thing. I mean, this is the thing when I produce music, is that I'll get to this point and then I just lose interest. Do you know what I mean? I mean, what would the next step be for me? I've already wanted to add voices to this, but since I can't do that, that's like a nail in the coffin for me. What more would I want to do? It would be nice to hook up my mic to this, but I can't, because I only have one mic, and I'm using that for the live streaming MacBook right now, so I can't do that. Let's see here. Regarding the second FX problem you had, yes, the second FX problem. I'm checking to see if you asked something specifically about that. Do you want me to talk about that again? Because in this, right now as it is in the FX slot, you can only have one FX slot right there for each sound, and I want to have more. And the master FX is kind of send return. You can turn it off for the other channels. Yeah, like in the mixer. And that's all nice. That's all nice. But it's still a problem. Like, I still want to add, like, get me right. I want to add reverb to my bass, but if I do that, then I'm gonna have to filter off the bass of my bass. Otherwise it's gonna be rumbly. So it would still be nice to have like 2 slots on every sound, you know, on each drum, so that I would always use like a filter for the first slot, and the second one would be like an effect. Or if I'm doing an organ, I would put like a valve distortion unit or an amplifier, and then I would put a reverb on it or something. You know, I kind of like having more than that. When I produce stuff in Cubase's, you have 5 slots, and up till the last update they did, you can only use like 3 of those slots, and 2 of them were already set with an equalizer and a master plugin, like a channel strip. But in the latest update, they unlocked that, so you can basically switch out all of the plugins, so you have 5 slots. And when I produce music, even if I have 13 tracks in there or 20 tracks in there, you bet that all of the insert effect slots are full. And when I do like production with Gadget, like KORG Gadget, it's the same thing. I use all of the insert effect slots. Because I need my filters, I need to have some delays, and then I want some compression on there, and that's another thing, like compression. So if I want compression on there, you know, it's that's what I don't like with simpler stuff, like simpler groove boxes and stuff, is that I want to have more effects on there. Basically, because I want to be able to sculpt each and every channel, each and every sound before it goes to the main out. Basically, more slots are always better. I just mentioned that. If you, yeah, of course. So that's probably what I should do. I should just turn off the reverb for the bass and for the bass drum. That way we won't have to deal with rumbly reverb. And there we get to the next problem. You see, when we're playing a song, it goes through different patterns, right? So since each pattern is its own thing, it's saved like its own thing, if I want to remove the effect, if I do not want the bass and the bass drum to have the effect on, I have to go back into each pattern and save that. So yeah, I basically have to go to pattern mode now, and then I have to go to this one, and then I have to turn these off, go back here and save it, and I have to keep doing this. That's something I would also like it if they did it so when you're playing like in a song mode, when you're doing something in the mixer, it stays that way. That would be nice. Because I mean, it would be nice if you had like a performance already done. You know, you got your songs ready, you got your patterns ready and everything, but you might have done some saves and things in the mixer here and there, some tweaks, and then you realize when you're playing through the song, suddenly a pattern comes up where you have one mixer fader up too high. It would be nice if when you start playing the song from the beginning, you could override that, so you could always tweak the effects yourself and the mixer faders and stuff like that. That way you have a full control over the wait, that's the wrong one. Oh god, now I'm getting so confused now. Because I would like to have the full control over the thing. Did I save the right one? I think I did. Just one more and we're gonna be done with this. Blop blop. And then save that. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Alright, is it right now? So let's say I'm playing the song and I want to go into the mixer and I want to tweak up the master. That's going to be as soon as it gets to the next pattern, it's going to pull down the level for the effect on the master bus, because that setting has been saved inside that pattern. So, I mean, it would be nice, right, if you could override stuff like that, and when you want to play a full song live, that you could turn off those things so that it will always, whatever you do while you're playing it is overriding. Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, that's pretty nice. So I basically worked on something like this a few days ago. I made like a kind of a dub thing. So I just wanted to play that really quick if I can find it. Oh, I almost did it again. Gotta remember to save everything you do. So save. Dub live. Now, if I had loaded anything, I would have lost the song settings, and that's the thing. I've gotten too used to apps auto-saving for me, and I actually don't like that. I do like it the way I used to have it back in the days when I was working off computers and groove boxes and synthesizers. If you want to keep something, you got to save it. If you're working with a modular, you got to take a snapshot, you know, with a camera to save it, you know. So I kind of like that way of working. I'm getting complacent. I'm getting too comfortable working on iOS, since everything is like auto saving and stuff, and sometimes I don't even know what it's saving, and sometimes when it's auto saving something that I don't want to save, and there is no undo. And yeah, I don't know, I prefer the old ways. Which ways do you prefer? I mean, the old ways were pretty nice that way. So let's see if I can find that song. Load. So it's gonna sound almost the same thing. I call it Police Dub. That's a bit of police dub that I made a few days ago, but I haven't been able to make anything full, as I said in the beginning of the stream. Now, let's see here. There was something nice. do you have to type that in every time you save? No, you basically, when you save something in an empty slot, you don't even have to type. You could just hit save again, and it will be called init preset or init song. But I don't want my stuff to have names like init. I'd rather have real names in there. Otherwise, I can't remember what I'm working with. I've done that in the past, and then I've opened up a list, and it's just like 100 initialized songs, but there are actually stuff in there, and I'll just accidentally overwrite something. And yeah, it's nice knowing where stuff is. So you don't have to type it in every time, only the first time, and then you just press save. But you have to you tap and tap and tap. So there's like an extra step there. Thank you. Yeah, it's a little dub track, just a little dub track. Now there was something here. Is it? Yes. Spider Ice might ask, is it possible to export the stems on this like GR16? So we're gonna have a look at the bouncing thing, because that's what it's called in here. So if we open this up and we press bounce, then it's gonna ask us where we want to bounce it, and it's gonna bounce. Let's do it to iTunes file sharing, audio copy. Let's do it audio copy. So here it's basically bouncing one wave in stereo, but we're in song mode. So let's go to pattern mode and see what happens when we do it there. So we'll open this up and export bounce audio copy stereo file. So there is no way to actually bounce it into stems if you don't do it the old-fashioned way. Basically you mute all of the channels you don't want, and then you export one at a time, which is lovely. Yeah, no audio share. Nope, it doesn't have audio share, but I mean, it has audio copy. I mean, I know audio copy, but so even if you do it like one at a time, so we press bounce audio copy, bloop, like that, copy audio, and right there it's copied. So let's say we want to go to audio share, and we just want to do this audio copy, paste from pasteboard, and there it is. Oh, that was, oh, I'm so sorry, that was loud. That was loud. So even though it doesn't have direct to audio share, you can still do it like that. There is this app called audio copy paste. I never install it because I don't want it to open up. I just simply want this copy thing. So I just get the little window, press copy, then I go into audio share and open up the little green thing here, press audio copy, and then paste, and it just goes in there right away. Because if you have the app, it's going to open that up, and that's a whole another step you're going to have to go through, and it's just messy. So uninstall that app. If you don't have sounds in it, if you don't use it, if you have the audio copy app installed, just uninstall it, and you'll simply get this simple window where you just press copy, and it's copied into the memory of your RAM, and then you want to paste it. It's simple like that. It would be nice if it had a proper open-in window, so you could send it directly to audio share or Cubasis or any other app you're working with, maybe Aurea or something like that. I'm just going to check so I didn't miss any questions. For anyone wondering what the hey, what's the current price of KORG Electribe WAVE? I don't know. Someone says $20. Is that the current price? It sounds about right. $20? Yeah, sounds about right. That's about 200 svenska kronor, 200 Swedish kronas. So I just want to say like a shout out to Dean Daughters here from Electronic Sounds Audio. He's got his own YouTube channel. He's awesome. He makes Beatmaker 3 videos. The guy has an insane amount of energy. Don't know where he gets it from. And his videos are great. They're absolutely amazing. Insane in every good way. Hello to, hey, we got some patrons here too. Like, hey, hello Toss. See if there's any questions I'm missing here. Nope. If I did miss any questions from you, then just simply tell me. Otherwise, let's see now. We've streamed for about 1 hour and 20 minutes, and about that time, 1 hour 20 minutes, about 50 minutes or something might have been some music making and some talking about the music making. And so in an hour, I managed to do basically this little track here. And remember, I was talking at the same time. And that's basically about 50 minutes. If I remove the talking, let's say I did this without talking to anyone, just making music, it would probably take me about 20 minutes to half an hour just to put something like this together. And that's, so it's pretty quick to work with. That's what I do like about this app. I absolutely love the wave table synthesis. It's great. It's absolutely great. It is lacking some features. I would love to be able to import my own sounds into both the drums and the oscillator, or the wavetable player. Would be nice to add some. I've got great wavetables that I've made myself by putting several wavetables together, so that would be nice. But yeah, the synthesizer is pretty powerful for being so limited. Don't like that it only has one envelope, and an attaQ decay envelope. I want the full thing, and I would like its own another envelope for doing modulation, like the position jumping and stuff. It's got 8 drum parts, drum sounds, and that's pretty good. And anyone who has ever used like an Electribe before will recognize how these work. So basically, these four, the first 4, are their own thing, while these 2, they're choke groups, and these 2, they're also in the same choke group. That's why it's like D5A, D5B, so they will choke each other out. When one is playing, the other one can't be heard and stuff like that. Where A will always take precedence. If you got a note from A and a note from D5B on the same step, it will play A, I think. Same with the 6A and 6B. What more? It's got everything else is pretty nice. I do like the sequencer. I like it's kind of intuitive for me, at least. I don't like playing too much, but I do like looking at the notes and knowing exactly what notes there are. So if we go to pattern mode again, we can open up the sequencer. I really do love this. So if I want to add something to this, I'll always see exactly, I'll just put it in here, and then to the next step and put that in. And it's just, I don't know, I just like it. I like it a lot. Yeah. Simply, this is like muting, I think, yeah. So I just like the way that you can work this. And it's got another really nice thing. Like when you're doing let's choose just one more thing here, because I'm gonna end the stream quite soon. Pattern, and go to a simple one, initialized pattern. There we go. So I'm just gonna add all there. I'm just gonna remove these and solo these. Just gonna play these. It's got a really nice thing inside the sequencer. You see this. This is basically like velocity settings. So you can very easily. Hello. Oh, right. There we go. So you basically choose a rhythm type. So I'm gonna play this. So it's got several groove types in there already, which makes it really easy to add some expressiveness to the playing if you've got several notes in there. So you could basically put some like a conga sample, or choose one of the conga sounds in there and then add this to it, and then you do the same thing on dB with another conga in another pitch, and you add a groove to that, and suddenly you have like a little percussion groove going on there, and you really didn't have to do much. The only thing I could imagine though is that you would get tired of them, because you would start to recognize them after a while, basically. So I thought you could make your own. Maybe I'm wrong. I distinctly remember doing that, but I'm probably wrong. I'm probably remembering wrong. Because that would obviously be a cool thing to do. Yeah, well, that's something I do like with it. Is there anything more in here? The thing is, I'm getting ready to do a proper review for this one. And since I've been mulling this one over, and really not mulling it over, I've been going deep into it and just trying to... let's see here, iPad Beats Jam Out asks what app this is. This is KORG Electribe WAVE. So it's basically like a KORG Groovebox, but as an app. It's their latest one, and this one carries a wavetable synthesizer, which is awesome. It's $200 on the App Store. It's $20. It's $20 on the App Store. It's not $200. For that, I would expect the real thing, and the hardware thing. It would probably cost more than that, but yeah. So $20 on the App Store. But I am getting ready to make my final like real deep review of it. It's probably gonna be a pretty long video, because I want to get all my points across, like some of the things we've discussed here. The lack of some features, that would be nice, but also the lack of the features are also what's making it so quick and, you know, just really nice to work with, because that's what's good with limitation. It forces you to try to jump out of the box. But one crippling thing is that everything you save, when you save a pattern, you save 10 patterns, and then you put them together in a song, and then you're playing the song and it goes to like pattern 8, where you accidentally raise the volume too loud on something. It would be nice to override stuff like that when playing a song for the mixer, because that way you could just change that, because even if you change that while you're playing it, as soon as it gets to the next pattern, it's gonna use those settings. So it's more of an old school way of thinking, but I'm thinking, like, since we're in the modern age, it would be nice to have like a modern age function for that. So yeah, and remember to save a lot when you use this, because this thing will not autosave for you. Old-fashioned in that way. It will not autosave for you. You have to save everything. Songs, patterns, sounds. Yes, you can save your own sounds and they will end up inside the user slot here. You can also save your own drum programs, but as I mentioned a few times, you can't import your own sounds, you can't import your own samples and stuff like that. That's basically it. So we're heading towards the end here. So if you have any more questions about this thing, you should probably ask me that now, because I'm just gonna end the stream in a few minutes, probably. So let's see here. Yeah. Anyway, I love this app. It has some shortcomings, but I love the app. I do. I absolutely love this app. I purchased it. I opened it up, and after an hour, I just made this really short video that I put up on my Instagram and everything, Facebook and stuff like that, because I realized that you could modulate like everything when it comes to the sound here. So you've got this motion thing, right? And it works exactly like it does on the hardware Electribes. So you can have a smooth motion, so you set it to smooth, and when you record a knob movement, it will move exactly like how you moved it. But you can also set it to trig hold, which basically means it's more of a per step modulation. So if you're tweaking a knob like this over a pattern, it will just segment that movement. So pattern one, like first step might be like this, and then the next step there, next step there. So it's more like a per step sequence of movement instead, which is really nice when you're doing drum stuff. And then it also has the off, so you can turn it off basically. And it's nice that you can actually modulate everything you see in here, like truly everything. So let's do that. Just gonna pull down on the volume here, because I'm gonna pull down on the volume completely, and I'm just gonna press record, and I'm just gonna move this thing. Hello. Why isn't it? Oh, I'm so stupid. I'm just gonna move this thing. So it's moving right there. It's moving here. You can even do the button presses. Can you see that? Look at that. Yeah. And if you want to remove something, it's quite simple. You just press the clear here, and then you choose the element that you want to clear, like this. And that's also nice, and that's really, really powerful when you're sequencing stuff in here to do that movement. So if you're making like an 8 pattern, like an 8-bar pattern, and you're doing some slow movements over the positioning of the wave table player, it's so nice, especially when you're doing pads and stuff like that. Really, really nice. And since there are so many parameters that you can do that with. A warning though, when you get up to, like, if you're using 8 parts and you've got a lot of movement going on, it can get a little bit jerky, and it, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on in there, and which needs to be checked. So basically, let's see here. But the problem happens if you mute one. What? Oh, yeah, that's okay. Okay, so with the choke groups on the drum sounds, yeah, if you mute one, both disappears, right? That's probably because it's one voice. So if I mute this one, no. I'm uncertain what you're talking about now, actually. In the first Electribe happened, same with the hats you mentioned. Yeah, one mutes the other when it's like this, choke groups. But the problem is that it happens even if you mute one. No, 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 no. Oh, I get the question now. Yeah, it doesn't happen here as you just saw. So here we got like 2 hi-hats going on. And you can still hear so it's not on one channel. There are 2 channels, but they're in the same choke group, basically. Yeah. So I'm gonna start rounding this up. I know this live stream was really sporadic, and I was all over the place. It's I'll just have to deal with it, basically. I always want to excuse myself and say I'm sorry for it not being as I hoped it would be. I always have this like grandiose view or like hope of what my live streams could be like, but they're basically just me trying to make a haQ episode that I normally spend a huge amount of time on off camera. And since I'm not doing that, it's gonna be like rough around the edges. So I guess that it. Yeah, exactly. So yeah. Let's see here. You're asking. Okay, so you get it now. Yeah. Right. Okay. That just, your message just disappeared. You just removed your message. I'm having a hard time following this. You know, thank you so much for joining my live stream. And thank you so much for letting me take up almost 2 hours of your time. This one is a hard one. Not sure if I want to let this one stay up on my channel. Not sure, you know? So, yeah. I think that's my cue. Did the live stream just end? I'm losing connection here. So thank you so much for joining up. I'm gonna have to end this because my girlfriend's MacBook is acting up and I'm losing my feed basically. So please join on my Discord. I haven't been there too much, but I will be there more from now on. I just did a big job. I'm gonna talk about that on my channel, so stay tuned for that. I did a big job for a company that was really nice, getting paid to do exactly what I love doing. So I'm going to talk about that, but get down in the description of this video. You'll find a link to my Discord server that I started a few weeks ago, and you'll find a link to an invite link. So if you have an account on Discord, you can join in right today. It's free. If you don't get Discord, you can use it on your Android, your iPhone, on PC, Mac. I think it works on Linux, doesn't it? Works on, yeah, whatever. So it's a great chatting app. It was made by gamers for gamers, but we can use it to chat with each other, basically. So go check it out if you're watching this. And I want to wish you all a very productive week. Now go finger all of your stuff and have a lot of fun doing it. Now I just realized I got to do one more thing before I go. If you can still see this, because I haven't done it in a while. Yeah, there we go. And we're out. So thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye, everyone. Did I just... I'm supposed to do that. That's right. I didn't end the stream? Oh.